What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. It's Theo here at Theo Vlogs, and today we're in Toluca, Mexico. Okay, so what is the celebration of Day of the Dead? You might be wondering. What are they celebrating? Well, they're not really celebrating death. They're acknowledging death on about October 28th, 29th, somewhere around there. People set up what are called ofrendas, and the ofrendas has, it's kind of like an altar. They put up pictures of the loved ones that have gone, that passed on to the other side, to be remembered. And they put the things that they like on the ofrenda as well, like if they like Coke, Dr. Pepper, or some type of food or candy or fruit. As you can see, that's what they put on the altar to remember these people by. And legend has it, what happens on Day of the Dead or Dia de los Muertos, you have 2 days, November 1st and November 2nd. November 1st is the Day of the Dead for the children, when all the children return that have passed on and visit different family members. And as long as they're remembered, the pictures up on the ofrenda, they come and visit the family's house. That's the tradition. And when they're inside the house, they eat the food or drink the food, what is left on the ofrenda. Now, the legend states that when they do this, when the dead come back to visit, the food that's there loses its essence, loses its life-giving properties because the dead ate it. That's the idea, and that's the folklore behind Day of the Dead. So it's really deep-rooted here in Mexico, definitely for the past 100 years. There's some arguments that say it was from the indigenous time, and then it came with the conquistadors, with the Catholic Church and their celebration of All Souls Day. But the Aztecs or the Mexicans and the Mayas, they have their own celebration to remember and honor the dead. It's kind of similar, it's different. There's a lot of arguments back and forth in the academic community about this. I don't get involved in that. To me, it doesn't really matter. What really matters is the heart, the feeling, and the energy of the celebration, remembering the loved ones that have passed on. I think that's very, very important. So you make your ofrenda, and like I said, when they eat the food, supposedly when the dead eat the food's no good anymore, has no life-giving properties. So they either throw it away or they eat it and know that they can't get any nutrient from it. So that's one of the ideas. So as you can see, there's many different types of chocolates, decorations, candies, and different things that go along with this celebration. Why do I think this celebration is important? Someone coming from the United States, born and raised, where death is kind of, I don't want to say people are completely accepting of it, but there's a lot of fear behind death, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's something due to modern religion and modern ideas is not processed. Do I think this is a very important holiday? Yes, because I can see how the Mexican culture processes death a lot differently. They grieve for a lot shorter period of time than most people I've come across in the United States. There's nothing good or bad about that. I'm just saying they process death differently. It's not as harshly taken here versus other Western countries that I've seen. So 4 or 5 days, and the actual celebration is 2 days, but they set the ofrendas up anywhere between 4 or 5 days before the actual celebration. It helps a person understand and process. So with all the candy and all that is offered, that's part of, part of the goodness that happens during this time of celebration. But it's during fall, as you can see, because fall is what? It's a dying season. The trees and the life and the plants, they start to die off and prepare for winter. So it helps people process here, remember the loved ones, and process the emotions and grief behind losing someone. And for me personally, having personal loss in my life, I think it's something good that I have adopted into my culture living here in Mexico for 9 years. I love celebrating Halloween and Dia de los Muertos. I know a lot of people in the U.S. from the religious side say it's all satanic, it's all evil, it's all murder, this and that. Well, that's what I guess you want to say corporate greed has turned it into, because you have, like in Celtic lore, Samhain, because it all comes from the U.S. celebration of Halloween comes from Samhain, where the Celtics had their own rituals and ceremony for preparing for winter, because if you didn't prepare, you die. What most people fail to realize that every year we go through a 4-season cycle, and fall is one of the most important cycles because it's a cycle of death, the cycle of decay, which is a subject people really don't like talking about because they think it's disgusting, but it's a natural thing that has to happen. If the trees don't lose leaves and die, they won't prepare for winter, so then they die anyways. And they don't give room for the new life to come within the next spring. So decay and rot and decomposition is very important in the life cycle process. It just gets ignored and hated, because it's feared. Because a lot of people don't understand it anymore. I know that sounds crazy. Or they really are afraid of it and they have their own dogmas and their own beliefs behind the system. Everybody's entitled to their own beliefs and interpretation of how they see reality, which is great because that's what makes us all different, right? So just the worldview here in Toluca, Mexico, you can feel it more here in the central part of Mexico for me, how the processing of the loved ones that have passed on is a healing thing. It's not something morbid. It's not something that should be taken lightly. It needs to be taken serious. And I think when you do that, more people will enjoy life and see the point of living. That's just my opinion on the subject. You take that with what you will. So, yeah, I could say I really like Halloween and Samhain and Day of the Dead. I don't look at it from the worldview as something evil. I look at it as a worldview as something that's necessary, that gets rid of the old and prepares for the new. So take that with what you will, think about it, and continue to enjoy the video. All right, so walking through the different stalls and seeing the different candies made me want to try some. And I have this one, it's called Torron, and they only make it and sell it here in Toluca. You really can't find it anywhere else but Toluca. And it's at this Day of the Dead festival where they have all this candy. So what I got to try this time is this piece of Torron. It's really soft. Okay, it's really, really soft. And if you can, I'll show you a picture on the screen. It's easier because it's a big piece. I'm gonna cut off a big piece here, pinch off. And it's pistachio. Now, it's very sweet. It's decadent, not something you could eat very much of, well, at least not me. And I love sweets, as you can tell. It's definitely a pistachio flavor. It's soft, smooth, and goes down easy. But like I said, it's very sweet and something that's special this time of year. You can only find it here selling this time of year for Day of the Dead. And it's kind of like the Torron from Italy and Spain, but a Mexican version. It's almost has the texture and the consistency of, what is it called? Cake icing. The icing they put on the cake. But not too chewy, not too bad. That's very good. If you're ever in Toluca for this time of year for the festival, definitely try it. Now, they had plenty of other things, but I only wanted to try these two things. They had chocolates with like Oreos and little skulls and marshmallows dipped in chocolate with pecans. As you can see in the video, you'll see it. This next one, it's a little different. It's chocolate and pecan. Let's give it a try. Wow. That's really good. Out of this world. That's why I like coming to these new places or going to places and trying new things, because it just expands your mind. And wow, that's really incredible. Now, I know most travel vloggers and food vloggers say they don't like sweets, but sweets are something I really enjoy. They're delicious, and especially this one. This one's a lot less sweeter than the other one, but it's really good. That's on point. The Torron is, it's like I said, it's like nothing else you've ever tried before. It's its own sweet. It's the one with chocolate is definitely a lot different than the one with the pistachios. It's definitely different. Sorry, someone was trying to sell me something, so I had to shake my head no. I had my mouth full. Couldn't switch to Spanish real quick, but it was definitely something different. If you're ever in Toluca downtown for this festival for Day of the Dead, you should definitely check out stall number 58, where they sell nothing but this Torron and I think another sweet, but it's really good. All right, I think this about wraps it up for this video, for this vlog. If you made it this far, you know what to do. Go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, share this video with anyone you want to know that likes Mexican travel videos, and hit comment down below. What is your favorite part of this video? Let me know. I'm eager to hear your opinion. All right, thank you for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.